Hello, welcome to AMAC and Sword of Light. I just wanted to give tips and tricks to new players getting into SFT5, and I'll be listing off a few. So let's get into the first tip, and I want to mention the main mechanic of the game, basically your demons. As demons basically do have a usefulness to them up to a certain point. Think of demons as tools, and you're going to be disposing of them fairly often, so your party's always going to be changing. So, my best advice is to fuse as much as you can. In the world of shadows, just keep fusing because demons will run out of use. Remember, demons are not friends, they are tools. So, let's get into it. And that's going to go into the second tip I want to give about this game. We'll go into tip 2, and it's going to be about miracles. And some of the more useful miracles that will help you out in the early game. So, let's go into it. So, a few miracles I'm going to mention are going to be Warrior's Conception, which will newly fused demons will gain stat bonus based on the stats of the demon fused. And Unforgotten Memories, newly fused demons will gain XP based on the stats of the demons fused. This will help you out in the early game and give you a much stronger party than you probably would have otherwise for bosses and etc. Another one I do want to mention that will be really useful, and you want to get this as soon as possible, is Divine Amalgamation. This will allow you to fuse resistances and affinities so you can block a magic attack or block a weakness or resist something. So, that's pretty good. And I would also recommend Summoner's Hospitality, just to make the whole pulling out of the compendium thing cheaper. But, let's go into our next tip. So the next one I'm going to mention is related to the shop, and it goes into the resistance thing. As enemies in this game, they have like a charge turn, basically. So, they'll have a turn when they'll do a big magic spell. But, there are ways to block that fairly easily if you know when they're going to do it. And that's I'm going to go into the items called Dampeners. Dampeners can block one element, and you can only have 3 of these, but these are really useful when you know the turn's coming up, so I'd recommend just stocking up on these as much as possible. Now, the next tip I'm going to go into is Demon Recruitment. So, I wouldn't recommend killing everything you see, necessarily. Sometimes, talking to an enemy is better. That could give you a new demon to recruit. So, I'm just going to show off what that looks like. I might fail this demon recruitment, but, just showing off the example. But this will give you new demons to fuse. So, it'll always be handy. So, sometimes it's better to talk to a demon. Give me your party. And demon recruitment is random, keep in mind. It's just like RNG, so just keep that in mind. It's luck-based you get the demon, but if you keep trying, you'll get it eventually. That is a big tip I would suggest. And sometimes, if you do have that same demon, you can get out of battles. And another tip I do want to bring up is use debuffs and buffs effectively. Like how I'm going to use Secunda right here. This lowers the enemy's accuracy, and it makes a significant difference. As I'm going to buff my accuracy with Sukukaja. And a big thing you do want to do is target weaknesses as often as you can. More press turns is always a good thing. You can get a total of 4 extra turns if you get 8 press turns. So like landing a crit or hitting a weakness, etc. will give you another press turn. See, I got an extra turn off of doing that. But getting 8 press turns will give you invaluable more damage that you can use later on. It'll let you hit the enemy harder, essentially, because you're getting more damage. Another tip I should mention, too, about this game is you don't get money from random battles, really. I mean, I got a little money, but it's very little. I would actually go hit up the vending machines, and these respawn fairly often, so you'll be able to get a lot of money that way. That'd be a lot of money off these vending machines. And one more tip I guess I would suggest to being successful at SMT5 is, since we can respec in Vengeance, this probably won't be as much of a problem. But, since you can reallocate stats, this tip probably won't matter that much, so I do want to bring it up. Typically what I like to do is go with a build and stick with it. I don't think being balanced in an SMT game is all that great necessarily. But you could either go strength or magic most of the time, but in Vengeance you can rebalance, so you can reallocate your points, so that won't be too much of an issue. And also, remember to find all the Memon. There is a, there'll be an NPC that you can talk to, or a demon, that will give you all the Memon at the end of each area, and just mark them on the map, and will save you a lot of time. Energy, but if you guys like the video, drop a like and a sub, I would appreciate it. Have a good one, and I'll see ya. And I hope you guys are excited for SMT5 Vengeance, just like I am, and I'll see you later.